What's up, everybody? It's The Roar, and here we are today. I am in Alexandria. Old Town Alexandria is down that direction. Down this direction is DC, and right across the way is the DC sewage plant. One of the reasons I'm down here to do this video. Further down is the airport and the military base. But I wanted to show you this real quick. I came down to do the intro on this pier, and it has been deemed unsafe, and I'll show you why. So right here, boardwalk closure, but take a look down there. The pier is actually collapsing. And then right over there, look at that speedboat. Oh my gosh. That's pretty awesome. So I wanted to come down here and do a video on the sewage spill in DC, but things look pretty normal. Ducks are having fun. I say it there, right? They're floating in the water. Paddle boats over there in that direction. And then normal debris as normal. But to me, the color of the river did not change much with the sewage spill. And I'll kind of explain why. There are not even signs about raw sewage. So this is the first sign that I see in the same park that warns people of a health risk. It says do not come in contact with the water. You can see straight down there our wonderful Capitol building. And then if you look here, is the water. It's kind of murky. I still wouldn't swim in it. But that whole sewage debacle is further down that way. And I'll explain later. There's a lot of people behind me, so I'll try to be as quiet as possible. So I just took a picture with my phone of a sign. You can pause it and read it. It's actually really cool what's happening right here underneath this boardwalk. Well, not a boardwalk, it's a scenic park. But what it is, it's a sewer system that was built. It is dubbed so far the largest sewer system in the US. It's beneath our feet right now. Let me share what it does. Every year, the Potomac River, or when we have a bad flood or a bad snow, this whole area floods. And I'm talking about floods about a block or two up. It's that bad. But the sewer system underneath us is supposed to help with the drainage of that flood water so it doesn't flood as much. From what I understand, it is the first time it is being tried in the US. And the Army Corps of Engineers has designed it, and supposedly it runs from not one end, almost to the bridge underneath us to down towards the DC water sewage plant. I don't think it's technically really that long, but from what I understand, it's one of the largest in the US. I tried to find things online to back that up, and I was unsuccessful in that, so I don't know if it's, if the project's done or it's continuing. I was told this project is still ongoing, but the entry level into this tunnel was right here when they had the drill. You know what I mean? That drill, that big thing that they use to drill underground. They drill a lot of the tunnels and like subway tunnels with it and everything else. But from what I understand, this was the entry point. So I don't know if there's another one so they can finish it up. But this has been about a year project. You would think it might take a little longer than that. But anyways, I am excited to show you a little bit more. There are more signs over there about the sewage. You're not supposed to touch the water for fear of contamination. You can get salmonella, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, I think too, which are the ones that are deemed fatal if it gets into the wound or cut or anything else. So that's all stemming from the sewage spill right down the way. All right, I'm gonna have to close it because there's music coming. I'm wondering if this is also from the sewage spill right over here, and it's being monitored by that camera. How crazy is that? Right over there, MGM. Oops. Gaylord Hotel right there. So I just wanted to come down here away from people. There was music, someone was playing music. I didn't want a copyright strike on my channel. So just to continue on what I was saying, you're not supposed to touch the water. There are signs everywhere. Do not touch the water due to contamination and health risk to yourself. So, but here's what the long-term environment they're saying could cause. First of all, right now the main priority is marine life. They said the marine life, fish, things like that, could die. Ducks, poor little duck right there, who is flying away right now. Sorry, duckies. Right back into the contaminated water. But anyways, that is the main concern right now. And then further down the line, it could, they are saying that, I'm getting, hope my battery's not to die. I'm not on my camera. Have you noticed the picture quality? It's a bummer, but I actually left it or forgot it where I was. It's okay because it's safe. Anyways, take a look. That's what I want, a boat, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But anyways, where was I? What we're going to talk about? We're saying that further on down the line, this is going to be a 10, 11 month mess that they are saying it could take. First of all, Virginia is saying Maryland should fix it. Maryland says they both need to fix it. I'm on Maryland's side on this because the Potomac River is a border. It's a border between Virginia and Maryland. Borders have 50% territory. So Virginia owns 50% and 50% on the other side of the river is Maryland's border. So they share the cost. Although our new governor of Virginia saying they should have the whole cost. That's actually in the news and then it all disappeared. So I don't know if they actually agreed. But as you can see, all the cleanup right now that you're seeing, the signs and everything else is actually done by DC. The federal government, our president, Congress, since they, mostly the mayor runs DC, but it's a federal district, has signed a order to start cleaning and protection of the area right now. So they're already starting to clean it up. And from what I understand, there is a wall that you can't get to down the river that is kind of blocking the spill. And that is preventing, it's not containing all of it, it's preventing most of it from getting out to the river, from what I understand. But there's still enough to say it's a health risk. How crazy is that? All right, I'm going to stop for a minute because there's a police officer looking at me and make sure I'm not doing anything illegal. Oh, no, that's not a cop. All right, never mind. Okay. I don't know. That's an official camera right there, so I don't want to get in the view of it. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm not filming much down here anyways. Let's go down further down the river and let's talk some more. Look at the size of that propeller. Came off a submarine. Submarine propeller. Look how big that is. Also, look how high up the river is. Usually it's not up this high. It's usually beyond the other side of that fence. So it's pretty high. And more boats. And I gotta be honest with you, I love boats. I've always wanted an idea for my channel. Oh look, looks like there's a fire over there. Can you see the black smoke? Hope everything's okay. Wow, that's crazy. It looks like a big one too. Maybe it's not a fire. I don't know. There's 3 spots of black smoke billowing up. But anyways, one of the ideas for my channel I want to do is buy a boat and just travel the waterways throughout the United States. But then I have to take it out every now and then because the falls on this river particularly, there are 2 or 3 different falls going upriver. There is Potomac Great Falls, there is Seneca Falls, and there's one more that I can't put that I'm not thinking on right now. Forget it. But anyways, I'm also kind of getting my surroundings too, because everywhere I look there are cameras. So I don't want to do anything or make sure I'm not near anything I shouldn't have on camera. But I'm sure it's because of the boats here that are just resting. I should say they're resting, or the captain's resting, not them. But what I was also going to say about the environment, the environmental risks that this spill has, as I said, right now the main concern is the marine life. 10 or 11 months down the road, they are saying further down, is going to take to clean this mess up. And with the cause of this mess are flushable wipes. They said there's a sewage line along the C&O Canal, which is down that direction, that way. I know so you can't see my finger. There is a boulder size clog with flushable wipes that's causing this spill and this mess. Although it has not, I don't think it has reached there, to be honest with you, because there is no smell, there's no, I do know there is deodorizers that is being used on the DC side, but I don't know if that would mask the full smell, to be honest with you. Anyways, and I know they're starting to use that as well, the sewage plant. Sewage plant is right across the river. Right there, right next to there, right behind that DC water is the sewage plant. But they're saying 11 months down the road is how long this is going to take to fix. Then it's going to start getting into our drinking water. And that is what they're trying to prevent and why they need to start acting. People want them to act now. Either side is not. They're just putting temporary measures. And from what I understand, the spill is already past 1 billion gallons, although some say that number is more like 300 million, 500 million. The last I heard was actually 600 million. The federal government is saying it's 1 billion gallons. So I don't know who to believe. I don't know if Virginia's masking it, Maryland masking it, and DC is kind of exploiting that. But anyways, it is kind of crazy. Let's go further down the river, see what's up. Also, if you ever come to Old Town or Alexandria, you got to ride this boat. It's a taxi, and then the boat behind it is a river cruise that you can have a party on. It's pretty awesome. This place is packed. A lot of people are out. Look at that. The newest waterfront bar in Old Town Alexandria and restaurant. Absolutely delicious food, by the way, and it smells good. And a boat on that side. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I think I did everything that I can say or want to say about the Potomac River. I also want to come down here because during the American 250 celebration, by the way, we're going to do another video on that soon. This is where America started. One of the original ports in the U.S. is right here. In fact, where that hotel is, they found a ship that's carbon dated to about the early 1800s, which has been right around the time this was a largest port. Back when George Washington days in the 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s, this was a bustling area for tobacco, spices, things like that. The history behind this is pretty amazing. I'm going to do a whole nother video on that on our American celebration. Also, what I wanted to say is there is, you can look it up, Sail 250. There's a sailing expedition hitting up the east coast of the United States, starting in New Orleans, which is not the east coast, but hitting everything else around that. New Orleans, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, that area. Baltimore, which I am trying to probably be at the one in Baltimore or Norfolk, or both. Look at that. The moon. So beautiful. Also, tonight is the alignment of the 9 planets. I'm trying to figure out how to do a video on that as well, because it's going to be dark, and where we're going to is dark as well. We're thinking about doing it along the bay in the Chesapeake to check that out. So a lot of cool videos coming up. Last 3 days was hectic for me. I know I did not get anything out due to a very serious situation that I have going on that I cannot speak on. Not for a while. But just know that, I don't know, things in the last several hours have got me thinking a lot about my future, and my future not only in what I want to do, but I understand I'm in my 40s, time's ticking. I've always wanted by this time to be established with a career, which I do technically have a career, but it's not the career that I wanted. I wanted to do something in filmmaking, something in entertainment, something like that. I am doing YouTube, so that is the start in the path in the right direction. So I was thinking about heading towards that route. Maybe go to California, learn filmmaking from the pros or the experts. That's a really cool backdrop of the moon. It's pretty amazing. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, still there is, look at that, the Potomac. It looks fine for right now, but the environmental concern still lingers. Hope you enjoyed this vid. This is as of the recording of this is Saturday. It will be posted tomorrow morning, and we will start posting our videos, or filming the videos the day before it's posted. So I wanted to get up to date on that as well. Thank you. See you next time. God bless.